So, Elizabeth.
Yes, Norma.
I can't remember the last time we were together, but you're right. I don't feel like a lot has happened, but it's like, no.
It's just, look, you are a unicorn. Okay. No, I'm being serious here. This is no BS. You are a unicorn. You've always been yourself. No one has taken away anything. You've always held strong. I'm sitting here and I'm just going, oh, I just want that piece. I'm going through my entire Rolodex of like Norma Kamali pieces. But my thing is like, you and I met way back when most people weren't alive yet.
or still trying to figure out something.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I was really looking forward to seeing you again because your energy is, and always has been, so much a part of everything that you produce, right? It's so natural. Obviously, as a Gemini, you have no choice.
You like Geminis. You've got a dog Gemini, a husband Gemini.
Who's Gemini with a Gemini rising and Gemini and Venus.
Ooh.
6 people.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But that's kind of good,
yeah,
right?
It is.
You won't get bored.
Never. So, but that energy you have and your curiosity and your just taste and style, I think you were born with it. And I think I'm going to attribute some of it, at least, to you genes. Like you got some serious genes
I'm going to attribute almost all of it to my genes. I don't think I was born with it. I think I was bred within a really amazing, loving family with a dad who not only loved me, but had beyond curiosity. He came from an interesting family, but he wasn't born into this.
Yeah.
And, maybe was supposed to be a dentist and really wanted to be an interior designer. And my mother had this crush on this guy. And she was born into it as well. Her parents were in the schmata business. So those things, when you get a solid, loving family that supported you, not financially, but creatively
and emotionally.
And also told you when you were, am I allowed to curse?
Oh,
yes. I told you when you were really crossing the line and fucking up. And rather than screaming at me or hitting me or abusing the situation, kind of said, you big moron. Like, when you go out, you represent us.
Mm-hmm.
And you should realize how lucky you are. Mm-hmm. You are so lucky to have a roof over your head. You're so lucky to have 2 parents. You're so lucky to be able to be educated. And you can't waste time. And it wasn't about TV.
Yeah. And fortunately, a much different time for that kind of exploration into behavior and who we're going to be. But I always remember you. It was almost like, wait, how did she develop this? She just has it. It's just really incredibly
How did
intuitive.
You develop it? I mean, for me, you blew up the entire thing. I'd grown up and I was like, Chanel, that's what I really want. That's aspirational. Jeffrey Bean, that's aspirational. Like, what can I, what is it? Giorgio Sant'Angelo, what is it? And then there was Norma Kamali. And I was like, fuck, what the fuck is this? Why don't I understand this? Why am I not cool enough to be like her? Why can't, no, but I watched. You were also someone within my reach, but I was also really shy. Because you had that thing that you weren't born into it. You weren't given it. There was no, you did it and it was from you. So that to me is much cooler. You
but also cool. Mother. Also, it's also the family is so critical to who we decide to become. And my mother believed anything was possible.
Awesome.
We didn't understand that something wasn't possible. And
it's amazing, actually.
And she really was incredibly talented, but born at a time where women really couldn't express themselves in that way. It was just too difficult. But I think for both of us and for many other people who have had that kind of a memory of what it's like to be, just to be, there's no other choice but this is what you can do. There's nothing less than this. This is what
Just
you
go.
can do.
There's no boundary.
Yeah.
But the one thing that's interesting in today's thing, having these two boys, that were born and raised in London, and me not wanting to look back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very cautious about looking back unless it's for archival pieces.
Right. I'm the same way.
I can't bear,
No.
I don't want to hear about those clubs.
Right.
I don't want to, I don't. I want to hear, I'm here now. These are the good old days. Right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if tomorrow's coming, but having these boys, understanding that, okay, they have stuff I don't like. So I didn't have a TV in the house, I didn't have a whatever, but they're also smart and creative and figured out things on their phones. And I still can't do Instagram, and I know I have to. And I think that you don't know what you've missed because you never experienced it.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a chance right now, because of how fucked our world is and how desperate and dire and ugly the situation is, that I feel like there's going to be this surge of creativity because people need to dance. People will need to spend less. People will just have to not have more is more is more. I think it's actually a good time.
I agree. I really agree. I think we're on the threshold of tomorrow, but it is profound, and but the disruption is key, because without it, how does anything happen? And in fact, in your career and in my career, how many times did disruption set you on the right path?
Always. Not how many times. Every time.
Yeah.
Even if it failed,
it
put me to something, the next thing.
Yeah, it had to either be about to fail or fail to say, okay, can't do that anymore. And the other thing is sometimes having to create the disruption yourself, because it's too good. Everything is too good. Everybody's like, thinks everything I do is too good. Something's wrong with that. This is not going to last. I need to disrupt this.
Don't you? That's exciting for me to hear, because for me, I always thought I was self-entertaining. I was getting bored of myself.
No, but...
And so I was just like, what can I do? Just like, what can I pull out of my handbag that will make people bring joy?
Yeah.
What can I do on set that will just mix something up and just kind of like, or what photographer am I working with that said, I only want to shoot ball gowns, but then pivoted and turned to me saying, I'm thinking it should be horse riding clothes, and I don't have them. So we can create this, and we're like, sure, I've got that. 1 second. And, what are you wearing? Can I take
that? That's it. It's those moments that's such a great example, because it's in those moments when you think, oh man, I have to switch this whole thing around. This thing didn't show up, or something went wrong. It's like, okay, no, it never shows up. Fabric doesn't show up. What are you going to do? Then you have to be so fast on your feet. But the excitement from all of that is so explosively energetic.
I will never write a book because I can't remember factually how it happened. And most of the people in our lives are gone, so they can't fend for themselves. But one of my favorite, people ask all the time, like, what's one of the worst things that happened? It's like working on someone's show, and the night before the 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. slot, they decide to cut up the collection. And not only don't we have clothes, we don't have shoes, we don't have anything. And trying to pivot and come up with a collection that people then think we've been working on for months.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we had less than 8 hours
Yeah.
to put together 42 looks.
And then sometimes that is better than what you planned.
Almost
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I'll miss a piece and I'll put it in the next season someday.
But my favorite thing is, no matter what, you always start a collection out with an idea. I don't have themes or anything, but this is what I want to do. I order fabrics. I get all of these things together. Then we have a sample. I have to show you the best sample.
So excited.
Put the samples together. And then I wake up in the middle of the night, maybe a month later, and I think, that is all wrong. That is all wrong. There's nothing right about it. The colors aren't right. It's just something was bothering me about it. And then I come in and everybody, you're going to change everything? You're going to change everything? It's like,
that's what gives me Norma Kamali.
Yes.
But that's where you come up with those shapes. That's where you...
But that's the idea is that so many people in whatever they do, they go down a path and that's where they're going and they're not going to change it. They're not going to pivot. They're not going to see, you know what? There's a big truck coming at you at the end of that. You can't go down that path. No, I'm set to go on this path. And they'll like go into the truck. They go into, but it's really the ultimate of bravery to get through these, like, this is not right. How many times have you had in your mind, this is so not right?
And when here's the people ask me what my regrets are in life. And I'm like, what a waste of time to have a regret.
Right.
Right. Like I can't change what I did,
nothing.
But I can learn from it. And now I'm not afraid, because there was many years that I was afraid to actually speak up with all these other mighty creatives that knew better.
Right.
And if I don't like the way something's looking, I now just kind of go, hey, this is my humble opinion, but can we try moving that big hair into a sleek ponytail? Because I actually think the whole look will read, whereas your big hair worked for big hair, but it doesn't give you the whole, it's not aligning with this. And I used to let the big hair happen because I trusted in others' talent. But I think my superpower is seeing a whole picture. And I think the only big regrets I have are when I don't speak up.
Yeah. And then, you know, the hairdresser just spent 3 hours doing the big hair, and then
it hurts. And it hurts.
Yeah. And so it's hard.
It's respectful.
Yeah. It's hard. And you're so gentle in your approach that I'm sure you went out of your way to talk to the hair person to say.
I mean, that's maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you do.
But also, like, I think that I respect everyone. It's not just those that are mightier than me.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, the craft caravan is more important and how they're doing. But at the same time, I really need to listen. And so if the hair guy says, hey, wait, you don't want that big hair, but let me show you what I was doing, because this dress that you pulled is actually from like a 60s reference. I did my homework because you sent me that. And then I'll go, hey, I can see that. You know, and that I love.
Yeah.
But if it's a bitch fest, you know,
it never works.
I hope like we don't go there. And then sometimes I'll agree to kind of go, hey, I get it. You do it. But I do wake up the next day just going, oh, why did I let that person do it? But also, it is just my opinion. I want people to feel confident.
Yeah.
Everyone.
But the thing is, when intuitively, especially after a certain amount of experience, intuitively, when something just is not right and it's in your head, if you ignore it, you're ignoring your skill, right? So you have to hear what's going on and then act on it.
Yeah.
And that is really that. and that's what being creative is.
It's also not a popularity contest.
Oh no.
Like I want people to think I'm kind and giving and thoughtful, but I actually am not here to be your best friend. This is my job.
Yeah.
It's not my private life.
Yeah. And I hear, oh my God, she changed her mind again. It's like, and then I actually at one point with this one person changed her mind again. And I said, can we just talk? And I said, come into my office. Let's talk about this. I want you to hear my process. I want you to hear what happens to me when you're thinking I'm changing my mind. Yes, I am. And I'm happy that I'm able to do it before the end. Yeah. I'm thrilled that that came to me now, not after we show it. And I think, whoa, of course nobody likes that. It sucks. It's terrible. Like, why did I let that happen? I got lazy. I just
that's my fear.
You can't.
That's actually my fear. That's if people ask me what my real fear is I don't want to be lazy.
Yeah.
Ever. Like there's no time for that.
I don't think Geminis are ever lazy.
I have days. I have some days where I have to recognize that I might not be okay today. And I just need to shut down for a few hours and kind of mess up
my day.
Which is
important, but it's important.
But I do feel, when everyone's talking about the 4 books they read this week and I'm just like, well, I'm still on the same book for the last 42 days because I keep getting to page 40 and have to start again because I forgot everything. So you might as well call me Dory. Like I'm not retaining anything. So I battle with, I think like everybody, it's so lucky to know that we're humans, and that there is a reason we're not filled with Botox. Mm-hmm. We're pretty happy. We're active. If you put on a song right now, you and I would have a dance off.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised that we're not having a dance off. That I think we may have met on a dance floor
probably.
Then, just a few short decades ago. I'm not saying 5, but maybe 4 plus. But I think I think that the youth part is really important for me. And it's not that I'm never going to grow up. I'm hugely responsible. I take responsibility. Yeah. I also am just never going to grow up.
No, I think that's the spirit. So, first of all, I want to address the Botox thing because
sorry, I didn't mean to out us.
No. It's really such an important conversation because we're in the business of perfection and beauty and silhouettes and proportion. And so that's what we do every day.
But
right?
I'm not against it.
No, I'm not saying, but for us, the two of us, to make personal choices where we say, are we gonna do this, or are we gonna just let it be? And so it's funny when you said I don't do Botox or anything, and I'm saying the same thing. But because I'm heading into my 80th birthday,
I mean that's fucking insane.
You
are the most coolest, badass, fierce person I know.
So I thought, this may be the last time I can think about having a facelift.
Oh, I want a facelift.
Okay. All right. So now we're in a conversation.
Yeah.
So this is when I have to think about it. So I have done research.
Me too.
We have to compare notes.
Yeah.
I have interviewed, talked to every kind of plastic surgeon from stem cells to every...
It's marvelous what can go on.
Everything, all of it. Like maybe this is the time. And so I'm on the verge of trying to make a decision about what I want to do. Have you made a decision?
No. I've been making the decision for 10 years.
Oh God.
Yeah, I can't make that decision because I look at all of my best girlfriends. They just look great. And they really kept their shit together from day one. Maybe they got a little flabby at some point. Maybe they got a little sun damaged at some point. But then they made a decision to go to a gym, to hike, or really take care or eat well, whatever their thing was, to get Botox, to do peels. And they just look so great. But I don't have that luxury of money or time. And for me, I guess I do if I want to. You have to make that decision.
Well, but then it's,
But my thing is this. If I can fix from here up, I'm really going to be pretty sad with here down. So the question is, can I pull my hair? I've got long hair. Can I pull everything up that much that from my toes, it all goes? And can I get rid of the sun damage? And can I, like, the saddest things for boobs, like, that are like, that still haven't, maybe they'll sprout in my 70s. I don't know. But my thing is, it's like, I do want to do it. I would love to feel a bit more confident as I see photos. I'm not super... People always, take a picture. Oh, do you want to see it? I'm like, no, thanks. I'm good. Do you want me to put a filter on it? No, thanks. I haven't put a filter on it, so you don't need to put a filter on it. But actually, there's a picture up here. I laugh at this one because that's me at home. And we had about 30 seconds. Someone was like, we need a picture. And I picked out my favorite, like, hooker shoes. And
I was looking at the shoes.
Yeah. And I
know, but it's so great.
Yeah. But I was laughing and I was like, oh, I wish my skin looked like that. Right? I'm thinking, well, I could do that. But then look, I'm covered from here down. And so if collars and cuffs aren't going to match, that's my dilemma.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
And yet my greatest pals, like my two best girlfriends, they really look great. And they've done small things and then the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I see them naked, head to toe. Can you find me a dress? Sure, no problem. And I look at them and I'm not judging. I'm marveling.
Oh, I totally agree.
Beautiful they are. But would I think they were any less beautiful? Or is it just myself that I think is less beautiful because I am sagging or I am wrinkling or every time I put on makeup, like I actually put on eyeliner and mascara for you, which is a miracle. But when I look and go, wow, that's kind of hard to do an eyeliner because yes, I've had like a sty for 6 weeks and like some sun growth thing. And then I just kind of go, all right, is it time? Like, is this enough?
Yeah.
Like, you're hitting like the craziest birthday and yet you look exactly this. You do look exactly the same, which is kind of bitchy of you.
Well, you look exactly the same. You do.
I don't, but I feel the same. I feel the same. That's the other thing. I don't feel older.
Yeah.
My body hasn't given out, touch wood.
I totally hear you. That the fact that you are feeling exactly the same.
I think it's everything.
I think it's the spirit. Remember, you were saying like the young thing.
Yeah.
I heard, and I'm afraid to quote where I heard it because I'm sure I'm going to be wrong. But so when we sleep, obviously I'm measuring my sleep because trying to figure out
aura,
whatever.
God,
and so when we sleep, our bodies are resting and restoring.
Reset.
The restore is bringing the brain,
huge.
Everything back
Sleep
together.
Is everything.
Right.
Yep.
But the spirit, our spirit, never sleeps. It doesn't have to. It doesn't get tired.
Wow.
Think about that.
I never thought about that. That's cray-cray.
There you go. So do you wake up sometimes? This is my question.
Sometimes.
When you maybe are sleeping or you wake up in the middle of the night or do you wake up with ideas?
I have a pen.
Thank you.
And a
club.
Yeah.
This is the club.
The club. I have a pen and paper that sometimes I don't even remember waking up. But I can't read my writing because it's in dark. But I scribble things down all the time because these brilliant ideas
Where are they coming from?
Where are they coming from?
Your spirit.
Oh, I didn't
Who
think
is
like that.
busy,
Very busy.
doing stuff. And
maybe they can go get a facelift.
So the idea, my question for many, many years was, I get these ideas and they're my ideas. They're not, I didn't see something and copy it. That's not what I do. It's not my zone. I know they're mine, but they're not really, because they kind of come to me. And when I see it, I think, this was a gift somebody gave me. Yeah. This is a beautiful dress. I want to write it down because I want to remember to do it. Yeah. But I've always felt a little guilty, like
you're cheating?
Who's giving me
this?
But
first of all, think about it.
It's the spirit.
Well,
it's that energy, right?
Think about, so someone held up a picture recently to me on camera. I was doing an interview about New York City in the 70s and 80s, basically downtown New York City.
Right.
And me being the uptowner that really tried to get in. Right. I was desperate to get in there. And they held up a picture from 18 or 19th or even 20th birthday. Said, how many of these people do you keep in touch with? And I don't have any of those photographs. Thank God Patrick McMillan and all those McMullen and all those guys are alive. But how many people? And I was like, pretty much all of them. Like I would be happy to see anybody. Yeah. And how many passed away? And I said, 5, maybe 7. There's 62 people in this big photo.
Wow.
Over 30 had passed away.
What?
Yes. And I had never taken the time to digest all this loss because I was so busy. Maybe part of what you and I have is we're so busy trying to keep going, and we don't like to look back because we did suffer tremendous loss.
Tremendous.
Like loss that wasn't a war as in two countries fighting, but it was a health war. And I think where HIV and AIDS and suicide and drugs, really took out a big part of my world.
And a world that
my creative world.
That covered fashion, beauty,
all of it,
interiors, everything, art, everybody we knew, that was in this world, and then they're gone.
So I think while I'm resting, I think I get a lot of missives from people, but I don't think that they're visiting. I just think there's moments that maybe I haven't recalled in a long time, or things, I was fairly young looking at people on dance floors and really marveled at what people looked like and how they moved and which women felt confident to me and yet they weren't wearing heels or they weren't wearing makeup, but they were the ones who walked into the room and everyone thought they were the most beautiful.
Right.
And, or the ones who had the bougie hair and the fabulous jewels. And I like that too. But I think that watching those things comes because I didn't have my camera with me at all times and I can't draw and it's somewhere in there.
Yeah. But so, I also, since I heard about the spirit.
Yes. I'm going hard on that.
If you think about it, you will think about it because
why wouldn't I?
That's in us all the time. And if you've ever watched somebody die, which is very hard,
in there,
you can see the spirit leave.
Yep. You can not only see it, but it's sucked out of your hand, out of your room if you're holding their hands. And it's such a shudder. It's a shiver.
So that's a powerful entity, right? That's powerful. And I believe when we're restoring, that energy is still energetic, right? It's still doing, and there's that's a part of us that is literally who we are. Now, there are people that believe when you leave your body, that spirit goes with you, and that spirit continues and goes on. There are people that believe versions of that, whether through religious beliefs or whatever. But I'm not sure if I understand any of that, except I do now have a different respect for where these ideas are coming from. I'm finally understanding that this could be the answer to why that's happening. And it's still happening, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I take a lot of nature walks, and someone once told me that I had to put my feet on the ground. And I grew up in a box in New York City. Mm-hmm. You weren't putting your feet on the ground.
No.
Mm-hmm. And also that wasn't the ground. That's a pavement. And growing up in, East Hampton, that's also not the ground.
No.
It was the ground when it was a potato field, maybe, but it's not. And now that I live in a few weirdo different places, I do a lot of walking barefoot, and I laugh because I'm always looking for treasures. Right. And treasures come in the form of ridiculous things that I won't take off of a beach. But, if there's a special shell or beach glass, or I collect garbage all the time, but to put it in bags and get rid of it because it drives me crazy.
Good.
But then I have like wacky days, really wacky days. And then I find like a real treasure, and every time I find a treasure, I thank 3 people, and I look up and I go, thanks for sending that to me, because you know what I'm doing. Yeah. And then I'll have a whole conversation with my dad, who's completely been gone for over 25 years. And I'll just say, I know you don't. I mean, I literally am speaking to him. And I'm not a crazy person.
No, I think a lot of people have that.
I sit there going, I know you don't like crap. I know this isn't something that I should like, but I think I can turn it into, and then I hear, let it go. And I'm like, you're right. I'm just going to let it go. Yeah. I'm not going to amass crap.
That's so great. That's really fantastic.
I do get the ideas from it. So it's okay. I would like to find an artist who could create an outdoor bathtub out of a rock. Is there a way to do that because of some shape that I saw?
Yeah.
And I consider that a gift, whether it's from nature, Mother Nature, whether it's from friends, dad, whoever, or.
I think all of that, plus the fact that we're in a business that is so expecting of newness, of creativity. And I kind of like that, because it doesn't allow you to get lazy, because you have another deadline. You have something else that has to be done.
I am so with you. And I think we said it before, but I really do believe we are about to have the biggest boom that I've seen in our world since, I'm going to call it, since the 90s. Like, I feel like it's a really fresh moment coming, because where I wear very simple things, I am not looking for very simple things, but I am looking for easy things to wear.
Yeah.
But not for myself, but for my clients. Yeah. And also to keep pushing the boundaries a little bit, and by building and listening to my clients and what they want, or figuring out a way to empower people.
Yeah.
Saying, go get that facelift if that's what you want. Let's get it. Yeah. And you look great. And and sometimes you just see like someone's shoulders will just suddenly, I always say to people, if you're going to be on the most unnatural place in the world, which is a red carpet, it's just, there's nothing real about a red carpet.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
But you have to take on a persona. So I always say, shoulders back, girls up, have fun out there, figure out what role you want, come to people, come with an idea, but feel good.
Yeah.
Because you're there, and you never know what casting director is going to see you. You never know what magazine editor is going to see you. You never know what editor is going to see you, what little kid's going to see you and get inspired to work harder to get to your position and figure it out. But come at it with almost like a childlike excitement.
So your relationship with clients who I'm sure become friends and people who trust you and you have a commitment to them, obviously, because you feel something about them. I think that makes for a good relationship where really fantastic things can happen. And the clients you have, there's a trust, right? So initially, and I have this relationship too with certain people that we work with, they have to trust me that have good intentions. And everything that you just talked about, Liz, this woman has my trust because she's thinking about the result of what this can be.
Yeah.
So, but how do you build that trust with your clients? Because people know what I do, but and they know your reputation.
Yeah.
But
they don't really know.
They don't know because you have a personality. They have a personality. Maybe you did something great for this person.
Right.
But will it be the same for me? So how do you...
I talk to people. I ask first of all, I work with women only. I think men are really hard to work with to style. And I don't feel I have the expertise because I still like a guy looking really classic, and I wouldn't have the same fun with a man.
Right.
Because it's so foreign and I'd probably not know how to do it. Mm-hmm. But for women, my big thing is to talk to them, ask them what they love about themselves. Ask them what they dislike. And I want to use the word hate, but I'm trying not to use the word hate because it's so negative. Yeah. But look, there's things we hate about ourselves. Usually it's your best attribute, but you haven't figured out how to use it. Oh,
really?
Yeah. So a lot of people will say things to me. I hate the color red. I never wear it. I hate the fact that I've got big boobs. And I just go, okay, great. But I love my little waist, or I love my legs, or I'm, pretty much happy with my talent. Like whatever thing they say, and I try and listen. And, when did that start? Oh, you don't like big boobs because some boy in 7th grade said to you something, right? That's really what it is. Mm-hmm. Or some, asinine person on set, said, we've got to tape down her tits, and you heard something talked about. So that's your physical, beautiful body, that it doesn't ever leave you. And I listen and I really try to figure out a way to hear them while also making my assessment of, you're really beautiful. I noticed that you wear your hair, like this. Maybe we need to see your face so that gives you a longer neck. And maybe then you'll like your boobs because they're not going to suddenly be, making your hair stand out here. They're actually going to be a beautiful part of your feminine body. And, maybe there's another way to look at things. Right. And also it's a team effort. It's not about me. It's not even about just the person. It's about the whole. What does the publicist want out of it? Yeah. What does the commercial agent want out of it? What does the talent really want? What do the talent parents want out of it? What does the talent's boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. What's going on? What's the goal? Yeah. Oh my goodness. But it's not that big of a deal. It's also like, hey, we're looking for a dress. We're not, helping someone survive like a serious cancer. We're trying to have some fun while this is work. It is not play. People think I play.
Yeah. People think fashion is it is fun, but the work aspect of it, the consequences, good or bad, are very high on the score of whether or not this works.
Huge stakes.
But I, when you said like cure cancer, for years, I would feel like I'm just not doing anything important. People are curing cancer and I'm worried about him. And I really, really
those people who have cancer also need to feel covered.
So this is that was a big problem for me. I had a really hard time dealing with it. And then I started to listen to women who would say nice things and tell me the story. And then I started to hear all the stories. And there was one woman who, very famous in her part of the world, very powerful woman. And I didn't know her, but I knew about her. And she wanted to see me. And she made these arrangements. It's like, all you have to do is call me and see me. But, and she told me.
I would never call you. And we know each other. I'm like, I can't call her.
But she told me that all of these important events in her life, for some reason, she was wearing something of mine. And I wasn't the only. She had every designer's wardrobe. And she met, her second husband wearing one of my swimsuits. And I made a one-of-a-kind gown for her for a wedding, for her first wedding, and on and on and on. And then she told me that she found out she had brain cancer. And she ordered, and I remember hearing about this woman that ordered 36 turbans.
I love your turbans. I knew you were going to say that.
And so cancer went into remission, and she wanted to tell me about and I heard that story and I thought, okay, now I understand how this fits into people's lives. And these stories that people tell me are very real. And I think about music, and my thing is that song, oh my God, was everything.
Yeah.
But I finally understood that what we do really does impact people.
Agree.
Just think about how you can affect a person's career or
get them seen.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. But get them seen for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But I also know that I have hands, not wands.
Yeah.
I am not a magician. Mm-hmm. It is work. A lot of times clothes don't show up, or FedEx loses it, or it doesn't work the way you thought it would, and you had this vision. But for me, it's really thinking about trying to listen and also trying to push myself onto someone to make them the best possible versions of themselves in a very unnatural setting.
Yeah.
This is not us going to Costa Rica and me saying, you need 2 bathing suits, 1 sarong, 1 t-shirt, and a baseball cap or whatever sun hat you're going to wear. That's what you need done.
Right. Yeah.
And a pair of flip-flops, maybe. So I think the armor that we give people to be exposed and not be naked when everyone's looking at everything with a fine tooth comb.
And more fine, and now especially.
Looking for flaws. Yeah. Like, we can go back to Botox. Why do I look at myself and see flaws when I have 2 eyes that work, 2 legs that work, 10 digits that work, and I feel very blessed. But why is it not good enough for me? Mm-hmm. What is it that's still not good enough? And why can't I just look in the mirror and go, you're okay? Why is it that I don't even want a mirror? Even a magnifying mirror.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think it's very complicated because there are so many ways to look at it that are totally rational and on either side.
Also, it's all okay.
Yeah.
Any which way. I could leave here going, you know what? Thank you, Norma. I'm going to go get some Botox.
Right. No,
and so what? Great. If I make that decision, it's not I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what am I going to do?
When?
When?
When? And maybe I don't get to the when. It's kind of, I always told myself, I would learn to speak languages. That was a regret that I didn't have multiple languages under my belt. I also was damn sure that my children were going to speak fluent. Well, that hasn't happened either.
So there you go.
But it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So my big thing is when and yet.
Yeah.
And I can get there. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to do whatever I want to do. What I don't want to do is live in fear or regret. Like, and not the regret of I wish I had.
Yeah.
More the regret of why wasn't I strong enough to challenge myself or push myself to do a bit better. And, the giving back thing, I'm not doing something important. I'm not whatever. I realized that whether it was charities, whether it's other people's, there's a lot of ways we give back.
Yeah.
And I will continue to give back, whether it's planting trees every day, whether it's figuring out what we can do to convince people that they don't need, 100 dresses. They need 10 that will get them almost through life.
It's so true. And I think, like you, that the fashion industry is ready.
It's ready
to be smart. And I think it's because women are smarter, and the value of a wardrobe and the quality of it. Now, you and I have very good memories of women who were incredibly famous for their style.
Sure.
And they would have, whether it's Diana Vreeland or any of the list of amazing women. And I remember thinking and hearing more and more and meeting, I've met Gloria Vanderbilt and Bunny Mellon.
Oh, I think about
Bunny
Robert
Mellon, I know. And the essence of what their style was that whatever they purchased or had made for them, they were going to have forever. And they might wear it 20 years later with something else in a way they never wore before.
Of course.
So it's the
quality.
It's having those pieces. And maybe it's not even like an important piece, something they found in the Amazon.
It doesn't matter.
And mixing it back because.
Of course.
And that I just love, and I think is so important for women to kind of take another look at.
I totally agree. It's kind of when I talk to people about you, which is so funny, you don't realize what a fan you have in this child over here, 60-year-old child over here. But when I talk to people, I'm just like, you don't understand. If you just get a studded get the studded bathing suit, because you'll wear it under your tuxedo. You might even wear it under your white tuxedo shirt, and then you're on the dance floor and you take off the shirt. You're in a whole disco look that could work or transform. And you can go to the pool the next day, and you can travel with it, and you can put this with it. And the thing is, it's for me, it's pieces that are not set. It's having pieces.
Yeah.
And that can work 5, 15, 355. Right. It doesn't matter. But you have the go-tos. And look, I also like to shop. I'm not a fool. You send me to any country. You can send me to any state.
Right.
So New York City, I'm not so excited to shop in because this is home.
Yeah.
Right? But take me out of Manhattan. Put me in Queens. I will shop till I drop because there's going to be a whole different buying system there. And I will find things because that I haven't found here. And so for me, it's all about exploring.
Yeah. And ideas and
unique ways of doing things that I haven't seen. How can you educate me? Where in the world can I be more educated?
Right.
Because I have a lot to learn. I haven't even scratched the surface.
And how smart did you think you were when you were 20? I thought I was. I'm sorry. I
Wait,
was so
you
smart.
put me in my place at Indochine when I was 20. It was the great. You have no idea. You, Calvin Klein, Robert Isabel, Ian Schrager, and I. We went to dinner at Indochine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know this story. You were there, but you don't know. That day, I had been offered my 4th job offer at Vogue for the 4th or 5th person, whatever. And I just didn't like these people that I liked them all, but it didn't feel like home to me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't excited about the prospect. And then I met this one woman and I was like, wow, she is really loopy and something so different and so animated and dairy. And, you have to understand.
My goodness.
And I was just like, wow. And I sat at dinner knowing that everyone at our table was amazing and to not be overbearing and try and think that I was this sassy 20-year-old like that knew better, because I didn't. Right. But I felt like I was part of the club, but I knew and I just said, well, I met this person, and you and Calvin whipped your head around, both of you, and said, will you get off your high horse and understand that Polly Allen Mellon is one of the greatest living editors of all time.
Yeah.
And you would be the luckiest woman, child, moron to like work for her and learn. You should shut up, show up 2 hours early, do everything, learn, write it down. And the next day I took the job. And I was not going to take the job because I was so afraid that my, $28,000 or $40,000 a year job, which to me was like $1 billion. And I had to go into Vogue working for $11,000. I couldn't pay my rent. My parents weren't going to help me. I'd have to have another nighttime job or another weekend job. And I already had 2. So how could I have 4 jobs? And I was trying to be sophisticated and this big grown up at 20, sitting with these incredible people that knew so much more than I did. And I thought I was ancient. I thought I knew everything.
I know.
I am so much younger now
too
than I was then. It was mortifying. But the fact that I got to hear someone say to me, shut up. Like, you learn from someone great.
Yeah.
And you count your lucky blessings that they're even remotely interested in you being their shoe shine girl. Forget like you take the minion job and you learn.
Yeah.
Because then you're really learning from the ground up.
That is the biggest lesson.
So thank you.
I'm
no, seriously. I've actually never told you that. And thank you.
I am remembering that dinner, and I know I would have said that.
Yeah, no, you said it. And Calvin chimed. It was both of you, and it was so awesome because I didn't know it, and you couldn't Google someone.
You couldn't know.
And so all I had was one meeting with a
and it would
wacky
be hard,
person,
and it would be hard to know because she was her own person, 100%, and just so brave about being who she was. And you could only give her 2 seconds to see, this is a genius at what she does. This woman knows what she's doing, but you couldn't really tell right away if you didn't.
Well, you're sitting in an office with someone, meeting them. You don't get to see them being their brilliance.
But
thank you.
Yeah, but that experience, unfortunately, is not as common now.
It's coming. Someone has to create the next world of magazines, whether it's in print or digital or AI, whatever they want to do. There are people. The problem is we're not all in person and we don't have the clubs to meet. I actually think the hardest thing for youth and older is the lack of communities.
Yeah.
Because before, at least we knew we were going to meet at Paradise Garage.
Everywhere.
Or at least we knew we were going to meet on whatever dance floor. Or at least we knew that on Wednesdays we do this. And I think, but I do think we also had social doyens who had things at home.
Yeah.
My dad would give me tours of people's homes before I went to them.
Oh, you're
so
kidding.
He'd say, you're going to walk in and on the left, you're going to see a do buffet. And that's going to be from this era. And then in this room, you're going to see these chairs. And then you're going to see this. So when I walked in, I had this cheat sheet of, oh, I love your do buffet. And people are like, how does this kid know what a do buffet is? And how does this kid know what this is? And how does
That's so great that he did that.
But it was a mind map for me to start to learn. It was my dad's way of educating.
No, it's brilliant.
With Polly Mellon, it was you guys saying to me, do you not understand who she is? In today's world, I think that there are those. They're coming. We just have to find them.
I think a lot of young people see your parents prepared you to be set free. A lot of parents now, for many reasons, protect their children more than they do preparing them to set free.
I'm guilty of that. I set my kids free and said, go do your thing. But because my parents were so great to me and cut the umbilical cord rapidly by not supporting me financially,
right.
But by being there physically, I think that I'm guilty of kind of like the first thing I do in New York is, hey, Harry, what are you doing tonight? Let's do something. Get all your friends together because I want to be part of the youth.
Yeah.
Look, I used to run into my parents in every club and I'd have a different wig on because I'd snuck out of the house or something. But I think that because I was lucky, my parents communicated with me. You were lucky. Your mom communicated with you. I think a lot of people didn't. It was a different era. I think now you can really over communicate, which means you're nurturing or you're building a compound because there are no jobs.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest challenge is how do you set them free, but also make sure that the world that is very different doesn't suck them in and kind of.
It's a trust, right? It's back to what we were talking about. It's about empowerment. It's about confidence. It's about knowing what line not to cross.
Yeah. So do you make your bed in the morning?
Yep. Can't not.
No, I know. I that's why I asked you. I was sure that you did.
Yeah. No, I actually can't not. I can't even go to sleep until everything's put away.
Me too. If there's a pillow out of place or no. Can't.
No. Not gonna. I can line up Oreos. And yes, I still eat junk food. So No,
I totally. So my stepfather had a candy store.
Oh, so jealous.
And I had to work in the candy store and I didn't want to, but it wasn't a typical candy store. It was actually one of these 50s places that had the marble counters and it was the center of the neighborhood and it had the telephone booths, the whole thing. But I would have to work in there. And what I would do is color coordinate the candy bars and line them up in the cases.
It shows. You still do it.
But see, it's like there's a thing. So if you make your bed and there has to be order and there has to be this thing that allows you
to get messy.
Yes. And so I think there's something else that I'm curious about with you. So when you are thinking about a new client, right? They're a client at this point. They're not a friend yet. You haven't built the rapport. What do you do to prepare for this new experience, whether it's going to be good or bad.
Yeah, sure. I talk myself out of it first and foremost.
So you're able to give it up.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first
Very
thing happens is this probably won't happen. I'm probably too old. Or, there's a client that I actually really wanted. This just happened. And I've been trying to shed clients because I want to be able to do other things. And I also feel like there's something else, a movement shift where I don't really want to do exactly what I've done. And I've been like that for a long time.
Right.
Like you start and you go into this. I am shredding things up. And much to my clients' hatred of me doing this, because I've released quite a few. Yeah. They will grow, nurture, and also it's of their own decision too, because they can see. But there was a client that I wanted. Someone came to me and said, I'm calling you about something else. I have this blah, blah, blah. I think you're the perfect. I was like, nope, don't. I'm just not interested. Nothing about her is whatever. And then I thought, don't say that. Stop. Do a little homework. It's half an hour of your life.
Right.
Watch something, read something, watch weird things on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is. Find the person. Don't find the publicist person. Mm-hmm. Find the person. Yeah. And this girl was kind of interesting. And I thought, oh, she knows her shit, but she hasn't been dressed properly yet.
Right.
Or it hasn't worked. Like the two didn't match. Like she had a great stylist and it just wasn't where this girl should have been. And that's okay too. But I did my homework and then we had a meeting. And the whole time I kept saying to my team, I'm not really interested, but something's right here. And then I realized it was, I was excited about this role that she was going to play more than the person.
Okay.
And I was excited and sad because it's a role about someone we all knew. And I thought, do I really want to tap in to that inside? Do I want to open up?
Oh, interesting.
I don't mourn things. I try and deal and move or eat through it. What candy can I have? What can I do to sabotage that feeling? And I met with her. And while we were meeting, I saw myself scribbling away and writing things. And we had this incredible, lovely conversation. I really prepared. And then she asked me a question I couldn't answer. And I felt tears coming. And I thought, what is going on? Like I am, where is this emotion coming from? And I realized that it was about the person she was about to play. And I just thought, okay. You have to do your homework. It can't be about me. It has to be about them. And you have to be really, really open to hearing them and having an opinion. You have to be quite strong while also understanding that they might be quite strong.
Yeah.
And that you're not always going to see eye to eye. And I just try and prepare. And then after the meeting, I wrote down a note and I looked at my notes and I thought, oh, I've just written no like 400 times.
Wow.
And I called my agent and I said, look, I don't know how it went. I don't think we're right for each other. I think she can do better than me. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't think I'm the right person for her. I think I was interested in this person for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
That maybe it would make me feel younger. Maybe it would make me feel like I got the cool kid. Maybe it was for the wrong reasons. And it was really interesting. And I had to talk to her publicist and I was like, I will help her. She doesn't need me, but I will still talk to her about what she's about to do.
Yeah.
And the publicist was like, you're really generous. And I was like, no, I'm actually being really honest to myself for the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it and I don't want to do it. And
interesting. That is really very, very interesting.
And scary. Saying no is scary.
Saying no is scary. And hearing no is scary.
It's worse. I mean, when I get told no or someone wants to leave me, I kind of go, good for you. Like, I'm proud of you for being able to be this strong.
Yeah. But no is really just
Still
a word.
No.
But
still no.
It's
a negative word.
It is a negative word.
And no means no. It doesn't mean maybe.
No. But but one of the things that I've learned, and I've had so many no's.
Yeah.
Like an incredible amount of no's.
But no is good.
It's good because I free myself up to
do something else.
Reach out maybe to somebody
that
and
exactly
hear a no, or to do, I mean, and sometimes I do it and it's a yes. And so now I say, no is only a word.
Smart.
It could be yes, it could be, but if it's no, I'm prepared. Just like when you do a negotiation, to be able in your mind to say, if this doesn't work, I need to be able to walk away from this.
Sure.
And then you can negotiate. So,
but there's the other side of me that goes, that was a bummer. And I have to allow myself to,
of course,
to go to Omen and eat myself silly until.
No, but yes, of course, you're going to feel bad, but making sure that you have the vision of what both of those are like, right?
And also, it is sliding doors. One no is another yes.
Exactly.
Or 100 no's means it wasn't right, or the timing was right. But I can tell anybody else that. It's very hard to give myself. So
it's true.
All my women would ask me, I'd say to them, hey, we've got 2 weeks before the red carpets begin, award season begins. I would love for you to go and do Pilates and get massages and really start to eat really, really well. And I don't mean starving. I mean eat. Actually eat well. So let's feed so that you don't get cold, so that you don't get, and it's not, I don't want you to take a diet pill. I don't want you to cut out things. I want you to actually nurture yourself as though you're getting ready to perform, for the Super Bowl, whatever it is. You're going to need all of your energy. And I couldn't do it for myself. And I finally decided to flip it and try and do that for myself, to try and live up to my own standards, because I set them so high for everyone else that why wouldn't I do that to myself? And my nose, my like, oh, I can't. Or those are hard.
Yeah, they are. I think, so we talked about looking at the future.
Yeah.
So, so what are you thinking about for the future? What looks like the light for the future?
For me, it's going to be about moments of bringing, I love you hear what I said? Forcing people to have fun, but while being creative. And I don't think it's necessarily just about dressing people. I think it's about experiences more for me right now, and kind of figuring out a way to curate people, fashion, moments, and the way I used to sneak into the Met Ball at 15 and just to see everybody and, to swan around, but as a duckling, I wasn't swanning around. I didn't want to be seen. I wanted to see. And I want to bring that to people. I want people to be excited to see, not jaded to see. I think we all see, I think youth today gets to see a lot, but to actually live it, it's harder and harder and more expensive. And I think there's got to be a way to bring energy into clothing and into creating and aspiration to youth. And I think there's two people. I think you and I are a forgotten generation that we need things to wear too. You addressed it really well. You address it beautifully, but a lot of designers don't. They aren't understanding that movement is different, or I don't really want to show my knees anymore, or this part of my body, which I'm showing, but I'm very conscious that there's like flatty loose skin or something, which is okay. But my point being, the future for me needs to be about thinking about youth and community and older ages, because I think people are getting younger as they get older. They're not,
yes,
we are not the unicorns of the world. We're not.
No.
There's a lot of people like us.
Totally. And with AI and medicine, and I interview a lot of doctors, and this subject of longevity is a big,
huge
topic for
everything.
me. And aging with power is also a big topic. So more and more women are so much younger, whether, you can have your biological age measured now. You can see, I had mine done and it's 53.
Well, it makes total sense to me.
But that means we're looking at this future
of 120.
Exactly.
And that means that at 65, if I have another 65,
but that's and to think
plausible.
Of that as a reality.
That's what I'm saying.
And that the word old, which is why I don't want to celebrate my 80th birthday, because that's not a celebration. 120, maybe 100. I'll take a celebration for 100.
I don't. I'm on the same boat. I have a matter of weeks before I hit 60, and I sit there, and everyone's like, "What are you going to do for your 60th?" I'm like, "I don't want to celebrate my 60th. I just want to have fun."
That's right.
And what I'd like to do is give you an experience, and you an experience, and and like I'd like to, while giving back. So I don't care if I have a breakfast dance party.
Oh, it's a dance party.
It's a dance party. It's something.
I don't even want food.
I don't care about food.
Just a dance, but good music.
That's
have some
it.
water.
Or whatever. I still haven't had alcohol. It's like, I'm like, all right, whatever. But what I think matters is that I want to inspire youth to keep going, but not be the oldest person amongst them. That they're always, I don't want to be that person.
No.
You and I, we were in there with some of those people who were with us, and they weren't feeling young. They were old. And that was creepy. But I also want to build communities where people can go, and where we can shop and find and discover, but where we can also not shop, and we can donate, and we can, it has to be the whole kit and caboodle of trading, of giving, of nurturing, of laughing, of not always worrying about the news, and figuring out how we can fight back. Like we fought back against AIDS.
Yep.
We did, as a whole.
Yeah.
We didn't put our head in the sand.
No. And there were many, when you say fight back, it was with love and
huge
intention for
peace,
healing and peace and
love.
It was
love.
And the community. And there's very little memory of that right now. I don't know many people who have any of the memory you and I have about what happens when your best friend tells you that they have AIDS and they're dying, and
that there was no
hope whatsoever.
It wasn't like, maybe I can beat this.
No,
it was
no medicine.
It was
how long?
It was, hey, this is a reality. And we were all like, okay, let's move in together. Let's figure it out.
And so that experience was so personal for each of us, because this was part of our life history was disappearing, because these people were not going to be part of the future.
But I didn't do anything other than be there for people.
That's a big deal.
But what I'm saying is the world did something to fix the situation.
Well, but more important,
So
I
things
think,
can be
yeah,
fixed.
yeah, things can be fixed, but also the intimacy of a friendship when somebody is dying and
Sure.
you're there with them, that's the ultimate. I have a story to tell you. So a friend of mine, you may know who this person is, but a friend of mine was dying, and I said, he was in the hospital, and I said, "Oh my God, you must feel so alone right now. I don't know how to understand this, and you're probably scared." And he said, "Norma," and he could hardly speak, right? "I'm not as scared as when I was teaching you how to drive."
Oh,
So this is the humor.
that's the
of
greatest
half of
thing.
the people we
gift.
knew, right?
Yes.
Think about that.
Of course.
There was so much
I
humor.
don't think people were
No,
afraid.
no.
I was afraid.
Yeah, but
I wasn't afraid to get sick.
No,
I wasn't afraid. I was afraid to.
I didn't want to lose
I didn't want
anybody.
to lose any
Yeah.
more.
No,
Like it wasn't one or two or three.
no, it was too many,
It was,
and it was all down here.
that's the thing. It was not.
Yeah, but when he told me that, I just,
That was it.
was laughing and crying. And he passed away the next day.
Oh.
And I thought to myself,
What a gift.
I mean, the humor at this time, during AIDS, before AIDS, there was a humor, a creativity, a camaraderie, a friendship level that was so deep, as you recall, that I don't know how much can compare to that as a community.
I think it's here now. I think it's here for the community that's being attacked by the government. I think it's here. And I think there are a lot of great people. There's a benefit in New York City on May 12th. And I thought to myself, I'm going to fly myself in because I think this is important. And it's a very interesting thing. I feel like this is the first time since, that's why I think I'm talking about.
Oh, I see. I'm now I understand what you're talking about.
I feel like that I feel like people are awake, and I don't mean woke. I mean, I think
awake is different from
it's
woke.
very, very different. And I think people are awake, and I think people really do want to help people. The only thing that I want to make sure is that whatever we figure out that we can do, however we can give back, even this young designer, Connor Ives, did Protect the Dolls. Is that what the t-shirt says? Protect the Dolls. Yeah. I thought, that's just brilliant. Like, I'm buying that for everyone that I think will wear it. I'm not buying it to waste it.
Right.
I'm buying it, and immediately one of my kids pinged me saying, "Isn't this a great show?" I'm like, "You got one." Like, let's do this because that's for people to be seen, which they can be, and people can be heard. Yeah. Which they couldn't be before. So I feel like there's this odd hope. I just don't know how to find the communities. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to beat my chest and go, does anyone get on the dance floor with me? I think we have to create it. Yeah. I think you and I need to create it. No, I think we need to bring our people together, whether they're young or old, and have a good time.
I think
for a good reason.
Laughing, have a good time, dancing, singing, working, all of that is critically important for the future. And also looking at opportunities through AI, and that's scary too. But I do think there are some incredible opportunities that will be we're in this disruptive time, and it's important that it's disruptive, and we're living it, we're seeing it. I think this disruption is going to take us into this new place that is unrecognizable to us right now.
I'm just afraid of the uniform.
With you and me and people we know, still part of it, do you think the uniform is going to be afraid? No, we're not going to allow a uniform to
I've been to countries where there's a uniform. I have a uniform, right?
Well,
I have very little stuff. We have a uniform.
All have a uniform.
What I mean by the uniform is I want to make sure that people are allowed to be whoever they want to be. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to wear pink feathers, go wear pink feathers.
So that's why I'm saying, and I'm, the more different genders that are wearing my clothes, the happier I am.
Of course.
You
I have to compliment you, so I'm cutting you off because I need to say this. And I don't know if people say this to you enough. I am so grateful that you did something for the entire of the shopping world of not making your prices insane and having stuff that lasts. Like, I have my pieces. I wear them. When they come out in a different color, I get almost excited because I can afford it, right? And I know that I will keep it for the next 30 years,
I'm happy. I'm happy you said that because
it's important to know.
It is so important to me that we look at luxury in different ways.
Yes.
And that the luxury of being able to be expressive at any age, with any budget, any gender.
Sure.
I think having that freedom for me to do that and sticking by it, because
you've stuck by it.
Yeah.
You know, I've never understood how you didn't. I'd love to ask you this question. How didn't someone get at you and make you how did you not ever conform, or someone saying you have to do a tuxedo? Mm-hmm. You do a tuxedo, but I mean, you have to do a blah, blah, blah. How did you not, I always say to brands, be yourself. You don't have to do every single thing in the world.
No.
Do what's you. Do what you do best.
Yeah.
How did you not get swayed?
Well, because first of all, I own my own company.
Yes, that's what it is.
And I don't have a board or people telling me. But I want to hear what everybody thinks.
But no one's ruling.
And I ask sales, tell me what you think. And I want to know what people like.
Sure.
It gives me a sense of, okay, I get that. Now I understand a little bit more about that collection and the outcome of the collection. And then maybe I just do something completely different, or I think, I like that too. And maybe I'm going to take that to the next place.
Right.
So, but if I've had licenses that have told me, you have to do this. And I thank you for the information. But what I have to do is what I feel is
You didn't say
right
salute
thing.
and say goodbye?
No, this is what I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
And this is what I think makes sense. And because I pay all the bills.
That's it.
I worry about making sure everybody has their job, that whether it's tariffs or whatever.
Sure.
I'm concerned. I want to know. I count the pennies every day now so we know what the tariffs are doing. But I'm doing both. And I think the more people who are in fashion, who are designing or creating or having an impact on the look of a collection, must have something at stake in the financial part of it.
Right.
Because without having that,
you don't have that.
So
pressure.
All of these styles that you see here,
I'm going nuts. So I should have sat this way, by the way, because this has been driving me crazy.
So those are all AI designs, right? That I did with AI. Now, quite frankly, if it's all studs, the weight of it, the whole thing, pretty much couldn't be worn.
No, it would fall down.
AI doesn't pay any bills. They don't have to think about the fit, how you wear it.
It looks good for editorial.
exactly.
It looks good for
and
a photo.
Inspiration.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's funny. I keep looking for your studs. You know, those things, I am on a quest. I will show you all of them that I have. And I love that you don't keep your archives for all these years. I also hate that you don't have them because I want to have fun.
Well, we have studs that come back and I do different things in them, which is why the studs were part of this program I did with AI. I picked an iconic category. So my next one is sleeping bag coats.
Of course.
For the
Hallelujah.
I can't wait to do it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what AI does with it.
Well, that's
who taught you AI?
So I took a course at MIT.
And, you did?
Yeah. And it was,
did you go
online?
No,
it was an online course. And it was really hard. It was way over my head.
I like that.
Completely. It was humbling.
That's
good.
I
was hoping nobody that was there
knew who you were.
Ever heard of Norma Kamali because the embarrassment of it all. But it took me a little longer. But I learned so much. And that gave me the ideas for all the things I can do with AI.
Cool.
So
it's so cool.
See, you would have a ball with it.
I think I would too. My fear, I have a lot of those, is I didn't like MTV when it came out because it took my music and gave me images that weren't what I was seeing.
Interesting.
Right. So everything that I'd been singing at the top of the lungs in the shower and, with my Walkman, thought I was so cool. But all of my emotions in the pictures that I painted and the girl in the picture or the boy in the picture or the love story or the broken heart in the puddle. And then I saw the video and I was like, no, that's not. And then I was like, oh, but look at that director and look at that. And then I stopped listening to the music. I started watching the short movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, why isn't every television show just a minute and a half long? Because that's all you need.
Right. But you see that and people liken AI to the invention of electricity, that it just changed everything. I think I'm
excited for AI. One of my great friends is really a maestro.
Whatever.
What's the female version of a maestro? Anyway, she's it.
She's really
it, and she lectures about it, and she is so excited about how many jobs it's creating.
I agree,
and completely. That I think once I heard that, I thought, great. I'm not afraid of AI taking away, because I'm not educated enough to know what it is taking away. What I was afraid of was what MTV did.
So it's
but it actually MTV gave so many more jobs to the music industry,
and the same will happen here. And every time somebody learns more about it, then they can see the possibilities of ideas for the future. So everybody is telling us that it's the deadline that we have to finish, but
you got it. You're in. You're way ahead. You're amazing.
I'm so pleased that you were able to come here.
Are you kidding? How exciting was this? How fortuitous that the timing happened. Like
the best.
Flying to today, and I was like, oh, what are you doing?
And I want to tell everybody who's watching that I want you to follow and make sure you comment and give us feedback about this incredible woman.
About that incredible woman. That's the woman.
But you look amazing.
You feel amazing.
You're aging with power.
You know what? We're lucky we can age.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
So true.
I'm so psyched that I'm with you.
Yay. Thank you so much. Hey, press follow and leave a comment after you listen to the podcast. Thanks.